let's just keep walking. Sorry? Oh yes. Right, yeah, I don't know what he's saying, by the way. Yeah, right, okay. Right. It is being hundreds of years old, I should imagine. One of the most unusual tree trunks I've ever had the fortune to see. So that's quite a large tree. It's part of the mountain area. Oh yes, hello. Nice to see you. Hello, yeah, okay. Good afternoon. As it's a pleasant one, I thought I would take a little journey around the area where I live in southeast China, which is close to a city called Wenzhou, and this area is called Chashan. Now, Chashan means tea mountain, and I've been living here for the past several years, and we've just turned around from the apartment community complex where I live. I have an apartment there which belongs to the school, Wenzhou Medical University, where I happen to teach English to college students at the campus, about a 60-minute bus ride away. So it's quite a long way from the actual campus, which is about a 15-minute walk from where I live. So what we're doing now is we're walking along one of the main thoroughfares in the suburb, which is about 40 to 50 minutes on the bus from Wenzhou city centre, which is a relatively small city, 50 minutes away. So let's keep walking, and I'll show you some of the peculiarities of this conurbation. That's it. Here is a canal, and ahead they're building a new set of tower blocks, which used to be shops and businesses, but now is a development or a apartment complex of a residential area. That would be the correct term, yes. And here is the other side of the canal, and Tea Mountain ahead. Yes, this is or Dulao Mountain. So it's quite close to a mountain area. It can get extremely busy along this road, and so you have to be careful that you don't cause yourself an injury. And here are some businesses which I don't think they're not in operation, just not working this afternoon. Here's a bike repair place, which is extremely unusual. It looks quite a junkyard, but it's very useful because I've had my pedal cycle repaired there on occasion when I've needed a new pedal or a new basket or a puncture repaired. So here are some barbers, and here is a stall They sell drinks, bottled water, and so on. E-bike business over there. Now, e-bikes are getting to become quite a problem here in China because the quantity of people that are using them, and they're not very safe, quite dangerous, particularly when you can't hear them come close behind you, and or they can skim right out in front of you before you even know what's happening. So they're a little bit dangerous, and nobody around here particularly has the courtesy to give way in anywhere. I mean, you know, I'm from the UK, and everybody there is quite deferential and motorists usually quite polite, but you don't get that here. Everybody's just turfing everybody or tooting, beeping everybody out the way, if you see what I mean. Oh, and here is a I'm just going to just peek in here with this. It's a fruit and or a vegetable market. Yes, it doesn't look open, or it's closed, yes. Or one store maybe is open, yeah, that's it. And people selling stuff outside on the street as well. So let's just keep walking. Sorry? Oh yes. Right, yeah, I don't know what he's saying, by the way. Yeah, right, okay. Right. There's another waterway here. Right. Another shop which is quite pleasant. Cosmetics, I think, and women's belongings, yes. Some food, chicken, ducks, things like that, and vegetables, yes. Serving, snacks, snack bars, snack takeaway places. And here's a pharmacy, chemist, yeah. So let's just keep going, and some more places where they're selling dried vegetables and cooking, eggs and tarts, bakery. And you can hear them talking, the local people here, talking in the local dialect. My Chinese isn't that great, even though I've been here a long time, and I will certainly not understand the local dialect, which is not standard Chinese or Putonghua. That's right. Here it is. I don't know what they're thinking about me doing this, because this is an unusual situation. I'm a little bit uneasy about filming here because it's not as I said, got to be careful here. It's quite busy, so let's just walk up here for a minute too. I've never actually been up this alleyway or side street before, but I thought I would take the occasion right now as I'm filming. You see, just go along here. I don't know if we can get out the other way. We might have to. I might have to retrace my steps, but you know. some more places. Pan around a little bit there. Oh, it just leads into a courtyard, but that is a typical Chinese or village courtyard, yes. Go back. Okay, let's go back to the main road, or the main area. That's it. Now you can see this can get a problem here where, there's, as I was saying, there's no giving way here. It's just who gets to get out first kind of thing. It's quite an interesting, it can get quite hectic in some places, particularly when when motorists want to drive up busy areas. And when the students come back from holiday and their parents bring them back, and it causes a right pile-up or blockage outside the school gate, which happened at the beginning of this semester, after the summer holidays, and just right now, with the end of the National Week holiday, which lasted from the 1st to the 7th of October, when the students came back from holiday and home. That's right. So let's just pause this for now, and I'll resume shortly. Here's another water area, waterway, canal, for want of a better description. I wouldn't make contact with this water because I would imagine it is quite polluted in some ways, but people like to sit here and relax and spend the afternoon playing cards, meeting friends, neighbours, associates along this alleyway, yes. This tree trunk, it's quite unusual, being hundreds of years old, I should imagine. One of the most unusual tree trunks I've ever had the fortune to see. So that's quite a large tree, and the tree trunk is quite massive, as you can see. And there, some more people sitting around, relaxing, and just trying to find anything that captures their interest. Okay, so let's walk along this way. Another hardware store, industrial products, DIY, well not exactly DIY, it's selling a lot of industrial or products, yeah. I can't really find the term to say what they are, but anyway, let's go along. Another bike shop. No, it's probably a repair. It's a repair, a bike repair place. Yes, workshop there. Bike repair workshop. Yes. I think the locals are looking at me rather suspiciously at what I'm doing with my camera. But anyway, just keep going. Another opening. This is here, so that's opening along here and along. Let's walk along a little bit. So just walk along here a bit. Yes, we're just walking along, turning left, walking into this opening, or another courtyard. Yes, there's no way through here. So we'll have to retrace, I'll have to retrace my steps. So this happens to be a church over there, which is quite a peculiar looking building, and in front is that waterway we just looked at, and there is part of the mountain area. Oh yes, hello. Nice to see you. Hello, yeah, okay. And here's to the side to the waterway. Yes. Right, so let's walk on a little bit more. So what we're doing now is we're coming to towards the main entrance, or the main area, not entrance, no, area of Chashan. That's it. One of the main intersections. And across to the left ahead is, zooming it in at that instance was causing a bit of a blur, so I paused it there and have zoomed it out. Another area, another place. Just have a look in a few yards this way. Okay, this is the area here. Another place, courtyards, expanding and contracting shutters over doorways, which is characteristic of. It's because when it gets hot, warm weather, they do that instead of closing the door so they can generate fresh air. That's what it's about. So it's pretty penetrable, with the air. That's why they have these shutters, you see, so they don't have to close their main doors, and they have the they just pull the metal or the steel of air across. Yeah, and this is extremely busy. This intersection, as you can see, full of e-bikes. And I can get quite moody on occasion. I've lost my rag a few times, which isn't a good idea. So, but I'm certainly not in that frame of mood or mind today. And there's more bikes coming along. Yeah, a lot of bikes here. I love it, yes. Loads, strings of e-bikes. What's quite amusing is when people stop. These days they get to be quite enslaved by the phone, and they stop anywhere to irresistibly play around with their phones, or sometimes it might be messaging somebody, but more often than not, they're succumbing to the cell phone addiction, which is quite strong here in China and common these days around the world, I think. So what we're at now is, this is the dead centre of Chashan, and it's a modern complex of a bakery here, another drinks takeaway. There's a McDonald's, and beyond that there is a Watson's, which is a cosmetic store for both male and female. Okay, so that, and we'll walk along, and there's a coffee shop called Luckin Coffee, which is a popular chain brand here in China, and people sitting around fiddling on their phones and drinking coffee and hanging out and relaxing. And there's another food place selling or giving away, cooking and selling Chinese food, snacks, takeaways. And this is a pizza. Domino's Pizza it's called, right? Yeah, that's it here. And ahead there is a basement supermarket, which is quite handy, and I use it quite a lot. And ahead is one of the Chinese banks, China Construction Bank. And this is another shopping mall. This is a shopping mall, yes, called Tone 2. Yeah, it's interesting names to make these places, isn't it? Okay, so just be careful here again with the bikes. It's not the truck cars, it's the bikes. That's, as I was saying earlier, it's a bit of a hazard. Okay, so this is the shopping area where I just bought a smartphone about a week ago. And okay. Yeah, so let's just walk along here and pause this for a moment. It's a bit more interesting walking along here than out on the main road there. This is another area we're walking to, where the back of the shopping centre we've just looked at, and here's the back of that. And there's a little small area where more local people like to sit out, play dominoes, sit, chat, have a smoke. It's usually suitable for retired people, I think, some of the time, you know, so it's quite interesting here. Not too worried about that. Yeah. And you can see it's quite nice, isn't it? People sitting around playing cards and, you know, this kind of thing. Yeah, it's a recreational area, particularly for senior citizens. Let's walk around, and that's it. So, okay. I'm a little bit worried, you know, but we think it might, if this get onto what I'm doing, might impinge on their privacy. But I won't think I will say Chinese do like taking photographs and get into phone pictures and photography quite keenly themselves, but I don't know whether they would appreciate this kind of thing. But anyway, let's walk along. More e-bikes there, and the more people sell them, the more the problem increases with the it's the hazard, danger of these things. That's it. Right, so walking along, and we're going to turn left at the next intersection and walk back to the community complex where I happen to live. Oh yes, this is a shop or a store that sells baby food and products to do with babies and or young children, yes. Okay, so let's go on. do? Oh, wait a minute. Along here. Yeah, I know. You've got to be really careful here. Looking along this. So the way to do it is just to. Sometimes I get so irritated with the lack of respect that I just end up being disrespectful myself and just go anywhere and like that. It's quite, So this is along here. This road used to be quite okay to walk along. There's businesses, side streets, supermarket over there. But all this has gone to make way for these big development projects where they're building more skyscrapers, apartment blocks, and along here there used to be a seafood restaurant, more businesses, but they've all gone, and the face of this road has completely changed, and it's not very pleasant for walking along because there are no sidewalks, or the sidewalks at opposite there are not very adequate. And I guess in time it will improve, but who knows when that's going to be. So ahead, not the massive building on the left, but the one in the middle on the right is the first building of the community or apartment complex where I live, so we're walking towards there. What I'm looking at now is quite pleasant, not so much the new development or construction going on with the development project on the right, but to the left in front is the Dula Mountain. I think that's how you pronounce it. Dula Mountain. I can move a bit. That's better. Yeah, Dula Mountain there, and the apartment complex. That's where I live. And the apartment I'm occupying, it belongs to Wenzhou University, where I teach college students English. Yes, so it's quite pleasant because a pleasant breeze can waft in from here because it's quite an open affair. Right, so let's just wait a minute, let's just cross over the road. Be careful again, we're very busy. And this is also quite pleasant. So to the right, the clock tower is library. That's Wenzhou. We're looking towards Wenzhou University. And the other side of the waterway here, we're looking towards Wenzhou University. No, not working. The zoom. Okay, anyway, that's also good. On the right is the tower, which is part of library, the university library. Yes. So this is here, and people like to come here and relax and do fishing and hang out, and it's happens to be an educational park. That's right, and you've got more bikes. Look at this here. See how crowded the road can get. Yes, it can get quite crowded, if not chaotic. And anyway, here's the hotel. It's an Ibis hotel, which is in front of another hotel, which is part of our commercial or business centre. So we've reached the entrance, the main entrance to the community residential area where I live, and it can be quite difficult getting in here sometimes because the lack of giving way to whether it's cars, e-bikes, and the quantity of traffic, and it can be quite difficult, if not annoying at times, trying to get through the entrance here. So we're walking through the community or the estate, residential estate, whatever you'd like to call it. And right now, during most of the day, it's quite quiet. But right now, as it's early evening, it can get a little bit crowded and noisy with children playing around and screaming and screeching and all the rest of it. And, China's quite a family culture where not just mothers and fathers look after their children and take a strong involvement in the way they're brought up and looked after, but their grandmothers, their aunts, their uncles. So this is what they do. They, as well as live everyday lives in their jobs and everyday businesses, they also spend a lot of time looking after family occasion, and the family unit here is very strong. And although the younger generation has got more independent, it's still quite a strong influence. As you can see, people strolling with and strollers with their children and little ones, grandmothers, and as well as mothers. And the kid there with the yellow cap has just come home from it's the school. See if I can get a bit of the zoom isn't working well. There you see, this is the this kid there with the yellow cap, yes. And right, well, I'm at the entrance to the building, or the part of the building where I'm living. Well, I hope you found that sufficiently interesting, a tour of Chashan and its streets. And so I'm finishing this now, and I'll see you on the next video.